Hello, Mrs. Enoch. How are
Hello,
you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you. Zigba, how are you today?
Very good.
Very
Very
good.
good.
That's good to hear. Thank you both for coming to this meeting. As you know, there was a little bit of a dispute, and Zigba came to see me the other day, and because of that, I have now convened the meeting so we can all sit together and discuss the problems that we have. Now, let me reiterate, Zigba, the problem was the rent collection and the maintenance of the garden. Is that correct?
Payment? Correct. Correct.
Yes, okay. So these are the two topics that we want to discuss today and hopefully come to some agreement. So can I just tell you that we have receipted the complaint when Zigba came in, and we actually followed up via email with yourself. And then we also wanted to do the fact gathering, and the meeting minutes that we've done at the meeting will be stored under the Privacy Act as well, because this the discussion is private, and with all our records it falls under the Privacy Act. So what is said in this room will just be documented. I will take some minutes and then we'll store it safely and securely. So before we start, according to the Residential Tenancy Act from 1997, the main rights and obligations are actually recorded on the tenancy agreement, and I just wanted to make sure that both parties are aware of what their obligations and rights are in regards to a tenancy. So are you familiar with what your obligations are, Mrs. Enoch?
I am familiar, but I have to say, I do apologize. I do. I'm so sorry that the rent has been late and that the property is in such a state. I didn't realize that this matter has become so serious. I didn't realize.
Yes.
So I do apologize.
Okay, that's accepted. What about your rights and obligations, Zigba, as a landlord? Are you familiar with those?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, good. So Mrs. Enoch has apologised for the state, but we still need to discuss how we can rectify what's happened. And so I would just like to get a better understanding of why the situation came to the point to what it came to.
Yes, of course. And again, my husband was in a serious accident, and I have been by his side most nights and all days, and so I've hardly been at home at all, and I've just been all over the place. My head is not in the right space, as I've only been thinking about my husband. I haven't been answering calls because my phone doesn't get reception in the hospital room, and we're not really allowed to use our phones anyway in the hospital room, and I haven't checked my emails either. So I really do, apologize. But yes, that's the reason, because my husband has been in seriously ill, and now I've been with him the whole time, and it's been a few weeks.
Okay.
And I did try to call, and I did leave a message with Claire at your office.
Okay. I'm not aware that Claire has never passed on a message to me.
It was a few days ago.
Okay.
And I hadn't heard back from you, and I wondered.
Okay, well, we tried to contact you prior to that, probably quite some time.
I know.
But
yeah,
that's
I do
okay.
apologize,
I mean, that's fine. I mean, is your husband okay?
Well, he's been moved from intensive care into regular care, so he is getting better on the mend, but he is still in hospital. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, we wish him all the best anyway. What about Zigba? Is that it gives you enough explanation of the situation? So I'm pretty sure that we can, understand the circumstances that Mrs.
Yes.
Enoch was under, because prior to this particular incident, I mean, we did have, other pretty good payments of the rent, and the garden was always maintained quite well, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And I really want to do whatever is necessary to fix this, because we like where we are, and I sort of feel like we have been really good in the past, and we've kept up the garden and made our payments on time. It's just this all happened all of a sudden. We were so unprepared. Well, you are unprepared for these things that happen in life.
Mm.
And so
Definitely.
I'd like to arrange something, perhaps a payment plan.
Oh, okay. What is your
No payment plan.
so? Yes, let us have a look at the actual rental history. I've got the rental history here. We just need to calculate how much money is actually outstanding. So once we get to that figure, which I believe from what I can see here, payments came in until about a month ago quite regularly. You paid the $2,000 regularly, but then the last payment was only $1,000. So now we've moved a little bit ahead as well. So if we do the $1,000 that are owing from the last month, and because you're aware that you always have to be a month in advance, so that would be about $3,000 outstanding now.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Yes. So, what can be done in the way of payment? Like what we might have to be a little bit flexible given the circumstances are quite severe. It is not Mrs. Enoch's fault that her husband is not able to work at the moment.
We're just waiting. My husband has income protection, and we're just waiting for that to come through. And I can make a $1,500 payment up front, and then perhaps in another couple weeks when the income protection insurance comes through, and some other things that I can pay the other amount that's owing.
Would you agree to that, Zigba?
Uh,
So that's really only inconveniencing you for about $1,500 for now. And when do you think that insurance would be ready?
I think it should be another week.
Another week.
Yeah.
Okay, so would you agree that if we were to get Mrs. Enoch to pay $1,500 today after the meeting, you can fix that up with the office?
Yes.
And the other $1,500, like let's say, give you 10 days just to make sure that the payments come through.
Yes.
And then from then on, you'd have to slip back into the
Yes.
normal
Yes.
payment
My
cycle.
husband should be on the mend, and he has a desk job, so he doesn't need to work physically, so he should be on the mend.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
happy
we'll
with
do
that?
that. Yep.
Okay, that's great. So we have an agreement in that respect. But you know that there is the second issue of the garden maintenance outstanding. So we would have to see, I was just going to show you that here on the tenancy agreement, that's where it says that you are obliged to maintain the garden
Yes, I
as well
understand.
as the house.
My son is going to come and help me. He's been with me at the hospital, but he is now going to come and help me do the garden, and we'll fix that up this weekend as well.
Okay, well that sounds pretty good. Are you happy with that,
Okay.
Zigba?
Okay.
Yeah?
fine.
Are you? That's good. Now I will just have to check back with my principal to see that with the payment and with what we've done and what we've agreed on, that he's happy with that as well, and it doesn't have any problems with the paperwork. Let me just get my phone, which I can't remember where I put it. All right, just a minute. I just checked with him verbally. He said that was fine. It's no problem at all. So we can organise
Okay.
the payment today. That's fine. Now, are you 100% clear on what was discussed today?
Yes.
So would you like to just let me know that you understood everything? Because I know sometimes it's difficult for you with your language.
Yes.
Yes?
Understood.
Understood. So the payment $1,500 come today,
Mm-hmm.
and then the rest in 10 days.
Correct.
And then back into normal swing. Okay, that's good. I think we probably covered all of it, what we have to agree on today. So I would like to thank both of you for having taken the time to come in today
Thank you.
and to have been able to come to a good agreement.
And again, my sincere apologies, and we do really appreciate you being so lenient and understanding. And yes, my husband is on the mend, and yes, we thank you very much for your help.
Yeah, that's
No
good.
worries.
And we wish your husband all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.